Hi guys. We are privileged to have the virtual presence of the General Manager of San Buenaventura Power Company, Mr. Frank Teal. Let's listen to him and learn about the supercritical technology. Hi Mr. Teal. Good morning. SBPL is one of the newest members in WSM which begun its commercial operation in September 2019. Can you tell us a brief background or profile of this company?
San Buenaventura Power, or SBPL as we know it, is a joint venture between two companies. One of them is Meralco Gen, who is an affiliate of Meralco, the largest distribution utility in the country, in the Philippines. And the other is New Growth BV. This is a Dutch registered company that belongs to the ECO Group out of Thailand. This company was formed in 2014 with the purpose of developing a new state-of-the-art supercritical coal-fired plant in Maoban, Quezon, adjacent to the existing facility, which is Quezon Power. Notice to commence construction was given on December 8, 2015, and following the construction schedule, the plant was commissioned and made into commercial operations last year, September 20, 2019. It has been operating since then, and we were able to register before that with WSM, and so we've been trading on the WSM system ever since commissioning of the plant and during the commercial operation.
That's great, sir. I now move on to my next question. The new 455 megawatt power facility of SBPL is regarded as the first coal plant in the Philippines to utilize the state-of-the-art supercritical technology. Can you please enlighten us about this new technology, as well as the special features it has, to help you decide on bringing this technology to the Philippines? In other words, what sets it apart from other technology?
Supercritical coal-fired technology has been around for a long time. It is not new, but it is new to the Philippines. We brought the first supercritical coal-fired plant to the Philippines by virtue of SBPL, or San Buenaventura Power. Supercritical coal-fired plants are highly efficient, low emission type technology, meaning your performance is higher than a conventional cycle with lower emissions. In the case of SBPL, if you were to compare SBPL to another coal-fired plant, vintage 20 years ago, you will see that SBPL is at least 3 to 4% more efficient and emits at least 2 to 4% less at the back end than a conventional coal-fired plant cycle. So it is a very state-of-the-art technology. We're very proud of this particular plant. It is the latest one that has come online. There are other power plants that we know are aware that they're going to use supercritical coal-fired plant technology as well, but we're proud of the fact that we were the first to bring this technology to the Philippines. Why did we choose to do so? Obviously, we wanted to go a step up. We wanted to have a technology that was highly efficient, that was low in emissions, and at the same time very resilient. The power system here requires that kind of technology, and we're happy that we were able to put SBPL together and brought it forward and made it into a commercial operating plan in last year, September again of 2019.
That sounds really interesting. Well, putting up a power plant in the Philippines is quite challenging, right? Sir, did you encounter any drawbacks or challenges in securing some requirements from the construction of the power plant, and ultimately, to being allowed to commercially operate in the WSM?
So I mentioned earlier that we gave notice to proceed on December 8, 2015. Back from that, it took us about 2 years to get all the permits in place. So we started the development in earnest in 2012, 2013. And we were able to give notice to proceed from begin commercial operation in December of 2015. So it's a 2-year process. Most of it involved primarily the environmental impact assessment, all the things that we needed to do in order to satisfy the local indigenous communities, just making sure that the plant was going to be in compliance with all the requirements that the law requires you to be with. That takes a fair amount of effort. It's time and dedication and perseverance. Doing system impact studies to make sure the plant could come into the grid and not create a problem, actually be able to mitigate some of the grid related issues. Also took quite a bit of effort, but all of that came together again thanks to the dedication of the team that we had in place. It was a very, very wonderful team, and I'm very proud of the fact that we were able to do that and get the plant into construction and then a very successful commercial operation after that.
That sounds that putting it up was a real bear. The important thing is that you made it, right? But how was the construction of another power plant in your complex accepted by the town residents? Were there any environmental concerns?
You know, the siting a power plant anywhere in the world always brings challenges, especially with local communities. We were no different. In our case, however, we had the benefit of having been in the community for over 20 years. So we are a known entity in the community. We're not new, we're not strangers. And we have been carrying out a lot of programs with our local community for many years. And I think that helped us a great deal. When we seek the community's local endorsement, which you have to have in order to be able to carry the project forward, we were very pleasantly surprised. They supported us. They were very happy to see us increase our presence in the community, probably because they can see the benefits that the system project has brought along. That includes, the payment of taxes, jobs. We have a very extensive community social responsibility program. And so when we went to the local community and we mentioned to them that we wanted to build a second unit, we provided the assurances that they were looking for, that the plant was going to comply with all the Clean Air Act, all the requirements that we have under the law. They were very satisfied with that, and they were very pleased to support us. And they were able to underwrite the construction of the second unit very promptly, and for that we're very grateful to our local community. We'll continue to work with them like we have under the assistant project. Our plan is to continue to be there for the next 20 to 30 years.
Thanks for that. Sir, earlier you discussed the features and advantages that the new technology brings to your operation. What, in your opinion, is the feature of this power plant, if any, that can help you ensure compliance to the WCO rules? Particularly in ensuring that the plant is operating at its maximum operating capability and accuracy in reaching its dispatch schedule.
Well, one of the things that we did from the onset is we took a lot of effort. We made a lot of efforts to try and find the right technology for our power station. We traveled all over the world. We visited at least 12 countries that I recall. We must have gone to at least 40, 45 plants trying to select the best technology. Why did we spend all that time? Because again, we wanted to have a plan that would not only comply with all the environmental requirements of the country here in the Philippines, but also one that could provide the availability and reliability that the system, in particular WCO, will expect from a power station. So we did a fair amount of work trying to determine the best technology that was out there. And in our travels, we encountered some plants in Canada, in Alberta, Canada, that we felt were the right model for us to emulate. And so we based the current plan, SBPL, on these plants in Canada. These plants are highly efficient plants, low emission technology, Healy, as is known in the system. These plants have been operating successfully for many years, and again, we used them as a model for us to determine what we wanted to get for SBPL. Redundancy of the systems, reliability, resilience, those are the kind of things that we were looking for, and we found the right models for that, and we think we chose well. The plant has been performing quite well, and it's a very flexible, very agile plant. So in terms of what WCO expects, I think we have fully complied with that by selecting the technology that we chose.
That's good to hear, Mr. Teal. Now, my next question is, what is the most memorable or challenging compliance issue that you have experienced being a new WCO member?
We're not new WCO members. We are recurring WCO members because we have an assistant project by the name of Quezon Power, and we've been operating that project for many years successfully in Quezon province. So when we went back to WCO, we were not new to the system. We already knew what to expect, and I think that the experience and the track record we have with the assistant project is what helped us make things happen with WCO for SBPL a lot faster and without any great deal of difficulty. So I don't have in my memory bank any recollection of any major challenges being able to register the new project with WCO. I think WCO made it very, very simple, very straightforward. And since we already were trading on the system through QPL, we found it easier for us to then trade SBPL again and register SBPL. So again, my compliments to Wesson for the system that they made available to us. We were able to come in quite easily.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, we're just curious. Is there an existing plan of putting up additional capacity or facility, utilizing this new type of technology?
We're always on the lookout for additional opportunities. We think that supercritical coal-fired plants are going to be around for quite some time. We would like to do more of the supercritical coal-fired plants in the Philippines. We're always keeping our eyes open to try and determine if there's another opportunity for us to do that. We'll be using probably the next technology, which is the ultra supercritical. That's at higher step and pressures and temperatures, which makes the technology even more efficient and again less emission coming out of the back end. So if we have an opportunity to do a new project, a new unit, there are other developers out there that are kind of following what we set out to do, and so the next step will be the ultra supercritical coal-fired plant. So be on the lookout for those units in the future.
What more can I say? Thank you for accommodating us, Mr. Teal. I had a great time, sir, really. In behalf of PEMC, I'd like to thank you for this wonderful interview.
My pleasure, thank you. So it's great to have an opportunity to communicate with Wesson this way. Again, many thanks for all your support as we were getting underway. Thank you for allowing us to register, and thank you for allowing us to trade in the system. Many thanks.
In behalf of the Philippine Electricity Market Corporation, the Enforcement and Compliance Office would like to thank SBPL, its General Manager Mr. Frank Teal, and its WCO, Mr. Michael Rondario, for granting this interview. Have a nice day.